guys, welcome back to my channel and my first video of 2020. So happy new year. I cannot believe that we're in a new decade, a brand new year, and I felt like this video is very fitting because I've had a lot of questions on Instagram, a lot of comments on my videos. You guys have been saying, how am I supposed to set the reset button? How can I bring my focus back? I've had a bit more of an indulgent Christmas than I planned to. I'm feeling quite anxious. So today I thought I would share my hints and tips about how to get your focus back, how to hit that reset button and start as you mean to go on in 2020. So I've made some notes. I'm going to be referring to my phone. I made these last night so they're pretty fresh, and again I'm hoping to get this up on New Year's Day, all being well. The lighting is a bit crappy, but I'm hoping that we can bear with. So the first one is enter things with a clear mind. Be positive and accept that you're human. And life means fluctuations in weight up and down. That is super important, guys. Throughout your journey, throughout your life, you are going to have fluctuations of weight. And it can be affected by so many different things. Thyroid, stress, diet, exercise, bowel movements, your metabolism, like everything can be affected. And try and enter things in a really happy and healthy mindset. Be positive, approach it with a can-do attitude, and yeah, you'll be surprised about how choosing to look at things differently can really help you, and how you can choose to be more positive will really have an impact on you. And I think it's super important. And remember, your weight and your number and your dress size is the least interesting thing about you. So don't focus on it too much and try and approach things as happily and healthily as possible. My next tip is quite daunting actually, and one that I think a lot of people will either be really ready for or they'll shy away from and be a little bit anxious about it. And that is step on the scales. Again, I know it's scary, especially if you feel like you've had a gain, especially if you've not weighed yourself for a long time and you've kind of been avoiding it. But you need to know where you're starting from. I've mentioned this before. If you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know the progress that you've made throughout. So I think it's really important. It's not a number that you need to share with anyone. It's not a number that you have to go shouting out about or even take to heart that much. You just need to know where you are so you can know where you're going and have your progress, and you can kind of give yourself a pat on the back and look for trends and look for how you're doing. So record that number somewhere, put it away and forget about it. Next step is super important, and that is to set yourself a realistic goal in a realistic time frame. There is no point in setting a really ridiculous goal of I'm going to lose 70 pounds in 6 months, I'm going to get on it and I'm going to kill myself to get there. It's just an unhealthy attitude, and it's not one that's sustainable. You need to think about your short-term goal, not everything like in a year's time. You need to be thinking about this week, this month. Set yourself a realistic target that you can achieve in a realistic time frame. About 1 to 2 pounds per week is average. Tip number 4 is assess your WW plan. Make sure that you're on the right one for you and your goals going forward, and if necessary, take the WW assessment. So, bit of a background information, WW have now launched what is called My WW. I've done a full video on it, go and check it out if you need to see that. But basically you can follow the plan in one of 3 different ways. Blue, which is what I'm on, which is basically freestyle, green and purple. All of these plans are quite different. They have different 0-point foods in there, different dailies, all different ways that they work. But I think the best thing to do is to sit down, have a look at your current plan and think, is it working for me? Has it worked for me? Is it going to work for the goal that I have going forward and what I want to achieve? And if you need to, take the assessment. WW have done an assessment, which is a series of questions that's going to point you in the right direction for the plan that you should be following to achieve your goals. So don't feel like because you're on one plan that you have to stick to it. Have a bit of a jig about. Think about the new year being a new start. If you want to shake things up a bit, absolutely do it. And if you need that assessment to point you in the right direction, again, it's just a series of questions, completely private, completely confidential. So, you know, get a bit of help in that sense and have a look at your plan. You may be surprised to learn that you might be better on a purple, you might be better on a green, or you might be better on a blue. You know, just have a bit of a think about it. The next one is make some small changes when it comes to being more active. This doesn't mean joining a gym. It doesn't mean going for a run every single day or going for a swim every other day. I often get asked, you've lost over 50 pounds in 12 months, you must have joined a gym. I haven't. I've never joined a gym. I'm not a gym bunny, if I'm honest. I've never really loved working out, but when I am is active. I walk on the school run despite having a car. So I live 10 to 15 minutes away from school and I walk to and from 4 times a day. which again, it keeps me active. I like it. It's a time for me. It's a time for reflection. It's a time for me to get active. But it's just about having a think about these small changes that you can make that are going to make a big difference overall without you having to go and slog your guts out in a gym. So if you're one of those people that wants something from upstairs and you send your partner or you send your little ones to go and get it, just go and get it yourself. Try and be more active, try and be a bit more kind of mindful about how much exercise you're getting. And yeah, that could definitely help. I've definitely become a lot more active along my journey, and it's really helped me out, especially mentally, because again, that walk to and from school is time for reflection. It's time just for me. I can put my earphones in and just listen to podcasts, listen to a bit of music. And of course that's walking back. I don't just ignore my kid when I'm walking her to school, but you know what I mean. On the walk back, I tend to have that for myself. So see this as a fantastic and exciting opportunity to get creative in the kitchen, to get excited about food again, and focus on the fact that what things you can have and not the things that you can't have. Don't be writing off foods. I've mentioned this before. Don't have an all or nothing mentality. Try and have the everything in moderation mentality when it comes to your food. Try and cook for yourself where you can. I know it's not always possible, but with meal planning, meal prepping, freezing, slow cooking, it's becoming a little bit more doable. I have done a full video on meal planning and prepping of what I like to do. I'll link that above. But just be really excited and see it as an opportunity for you guys to go and get inspiration from videos like mine when it comes to foodie content. Go and have a look at blogs, go and look at Instagram, and just get excited about having a think about how you can get more creative in the kitchen and the things that you can have and the lovely meals that you can eat. Don't see it as what you can't have, and see it about what you can have and how excited that you are to be enjoying all of these lovely foods and getting excited about cooking again. That is something that I feel really passionate about, and I love to eat, so I feel like it's a good thing to focus on. The next tip, and this is really important guys, is surround yourself with like-minded, positive and understanding people. We all have those toxic people in our lives that tend to make us feel lesser about ourselves, and it's not a great way to enter the new year for any reason, but it's also not a great way to enter into a weight loss plan or a wellness plan. You want to surround yourself with people that motivate you, that inspire you, that make you feel good about yourself, that make you feel happy, confident, positive. So if you have someone in your life that doesn't make you feel this way and makes you feel the opposite, I encourage you to kind of spend as little time as you can with these people, just because I know it's hard when it comes to family. You can't choose your family, but when it comes to your social circles, try and surround yourself with like-minded, positive people that make you feel good about yourself and that lift you up and don't drag you down. You'll be surprised at just how much of an impact that can have on you, on your worth and on your confidence. So just be mindful about the company that you keep and try and find people that are like-minded, that are going to inspire you, that are going to motivate you. And I really hope this is where this community comes in and this channel comes in. I mention this all the time, but you guys are the best bunch of people in the world, and it's so nice to see you chat in the comments and help each other out. And yeah, we built up such a lovely community, so that is something I'm super proud of. The next one is to accept that some days are going to be better than others. Accept that some days you're going to be super on it, super focused, but then you're going to have times where you're not. And that is completely okay. There is no race for wellness. I feel like I should have that printed on a t-shirt because I say it all the time. There is no race to wellness. There is no race to the goal that you're trying to achieve. Yes, it's healthy to have goals, and yes, it's healthy to have a realistic time frame, as I mentioned before, but it's not the be all and end all. It's something to think about. It's a process. It's a lifestyle choice at the end of the day. It is not a diet. I've done a video on this before. I'll link it above as to why I see this more as a wellness plan and a lifestyle choice as opposed to a diet. And once you start looking at it in that way and start accepting that you are going to have some days that are better than others and some days where you just have a Big Mac and you think to hell with it, that is completely okay, and that is realistic, and that is healthy. You want days where you're just having a bit more of a relaxed approach to things, so don't beat yourself up and just accept that some days are going to be better than others for sure. The next one is focus equally on your mental health and happiness, as it is just as important, if not more important. I mentioned before that it's about the company you keep, but it's also about your mind, how you allow yourself to feel and how you choose to feel. I know a lot of the time we can't help how we feel, and it doesn't feel like it's a choice, but 9 times out of 10 we really do have more impact and more control over our mental health than we think we do. So try and be more mindful. Set aside some time for reflection. Set aside some time in your day to have some meditation time, some thinking time, some reflection time. Again, that's what I use my walking back from the schoolroom for. I'm alone in my day, I'm alone with my thoughts, and it's the only point in the day where I'm completely alone. I don't have to think about work, I don't have to think about anything other than being present in that moment. So just try and take care of your mental health. Try and talk about things with people that help you. Try and share more if you can, and just try and be more mindful about getting what you need to nourish the soul, because I think it's really important. And then the last tip that I have to share is to be smarter in your foodie choices. I cannot tell you how much the barcode scanner has changed my life when it comes to the WW app. It's made me shop smarter, it's made me eat smarter, and it's just made me more aware and more educated. I've done a full video on fake food, I'll link that above. I've gone out before now and tracked a cereal bar or a health bar or like a granola bar that I thought is marketed to me as healthy. It's in the health food section, it's in Holland and Barrett, but I've scanned it and it's more points than a Krispy Kreme donut or a Snickers, and it's crazy, and it makes you have a think about what's actually in your food. So I'm not saying again to cut things out, I'm not saying to become the food police, but what I am saying is equip yourself with the knowledge, have a bit of a think about things and how you can switch things up and how your snacking and eating habits can change. I'm going to link loads of videos in the description box because I've done lots of videos individually on all of these, on most of these hints and tips that I've shared today. But I feel like all encompassing, if you can put these 10 things into your focus, into your tunnel vision, it's really going to set you straight for starting off positively in the new year. So I hope these hints and tips have helped. Again, if you have anything to share, comment with it down below. Get some support going for other people that might be struggling a little bit. If you are struggling, let us know. I answer every single comment, so make sure you say hi. If this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, I hope you can subscribe. It's completely free and join our community. I do videos every other day on wellness, on WW, on food, vlogs, fashion, so I'd love to have you here. And I'm also on Instagram as well. I'll put all of my socials in the description box down below. You can go and follow me on there for what I'm eating and my stories on my Instagram TVs. But yeah, I hope you've all found this helpful. Again, Happy New Year. I'm so excited to start a new year with you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.